problem is not that a man's ego is too big. Sometimes the problem is that nobody ever checks it.
Every time I look around, it is more evidence of men being done.
It's like a lot of single girls aren't in the club, and the club typically used to be where you would meet a guy. If you're not in the club, where do you be?
These men out here, these ratchet men, have been tainting the lover girls, and where are the good, respectful men?
Nobody can tell us what to do. We don't have to answer to nobody. We literally live in life on our terms.
Women messing up.
All the good men gone. I can't find them. Every dude I talk to either ain't got a job, ain't got a car, ain't got...
I want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, like, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but like, there is a part of the single life where, you know, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. Like, at times, sometimes, not all the time, this is very frustrating. It gets annoying, you know, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. Like,
you know, when men hear this, it's sweet tears, right? Guys have known this for the longest time. And these ladies pretended like they ran the date market, but they ran it into the ground. Let me let her continue.
you just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Women need to be what I like to call my version of positive toxic, and I'll give you some examples. Let's just say you and him have a regular routine, and on your way to work every morning, you give him a call, y'all talk on the phone. At least one of those days out the week, don't call him. Tell him
She's not talking to you, okay? She is not talking to you. Don't listen to that shit. This is no offense to that creator and her content, but stop listening to stuff like this. See, this is exactly why men and women are so divided, when in reality, all we want is love. Number one, to me, there's no such thing as positive toxicity. That's an oxymoron, okay? And why would I want to conduct myself in that type of space in an actual relationship? So hear somebody say, sometimes you got to be toxic. Switch up your routine. No, baby. If my man likes me talking to him in the morning on my way to work, and that's what we both enjoy, that's what I'm going to do. I like cooking for my man on a Friday night and cuddling up on the couch and satisfying him and his appetite. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if we continue to listen to shit like this. We're all going to end up by ourselves. And that's not the way that God intended, okay? We're all meant to be with something and in something, or being loved by somebody. But we cannot just snap out of this toxic, playing all these games. I don't have time to play games, because I want something real and somebody real. And I can't follow guidelines like this. Now, if you do, to each his own, let me know how it works out for you. But I'm going to tell you something. These men are going to get extremely tired of us. The way that we are sick of them, and we telling them, they already got so many rules to follow. Oh, I don't eat at Cheesecake Factory. I don't like Olive Garden. And I can't drive in a car like that. And I don't want coffee for a date. They're already sick of us. And what's going to happen is...
What's going to happen is what's happening now. So what did men do? Men stopped talking and started running. Look at this. We'll stop talking to girls for a while and start doing self-development. You see that? His account balance is up. The man is meditating. The man is focused on himself for once in his life. But the talk is still happening, and these talks are still happening.
I be wanting a man to yearn for me, like how they do in Bridgerton, and like literally show up at my doorstep and confess their love, their undying love, through words and actions. But these men think sending flowers is too much, and that dates are too much. Where
Most women are, what he said, are saying they deserve it, but they really don't.
That's like, have some self-awareness. Like,
women are delusional.
Every woman feels that they are exactly that they're entitled.
Like the lady in the Dallas pod who's like, monogamy, but yet I'm not going to put out. I'm newly celibate. It's just like what she's saying, like for certain, like for a long courting period and all this. So they're delusional because they have this unrealistic expectation of what they feel they deserve.
By themselves. I'm not gonna lie, we in the best position possible. We actually at the top of the food chain. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we in isolation. That means we get to try and fail in a controlled environment. Nobody can tell us what to do. We don't have to answer to nobody. We literally live in life on our terms and by our own rules. We can't fail. The isolation is what's necessary before the next step. So applaud yourself if you living by yourself right now and figuring it out. We're going to the top.
And I gotta tell you guys, right? Because I'm older. Some guy the other day called me Unc, and I'll accept it. I'm 45 years old. I'm Unc, right? I'm not. I don't try to act young. I'm the start of millennials, first year. I'm Unc, right? So I can attest to that, right? Because what happened with me, I went to upstate New York, and I was in monk mode, right? What I did up there was when it was summer, because it's freezing cold up there, I would go to the track, run around the track, right? Sometimes for hours. Also, what I would do, I had some weights. I would lift weights like crazy right in my house. I got my own weight set. Also, what I did was I started working online. This was around 2013. And anybody that's had a consultation with me, I showed them when I first came to the Philippines in 2015. So the work I put in brought me here. I went into monk mode, and me going into monk mode brought me to the Philippines. Ain't that something? I was out here really when the manosphere was getting popular online. I was here. That's what monk mode did for me.
Than when a man that looks like on the bottom of my shoe is like, hey, can I take you out? Now, I'm not going to say I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I know I am.
You think you are because you have your makeup on. She feels like she's the best thing since sliced bread. With fake up, everybody is.
And this is one of the reasons why women believe that men do not approach them anymore. Why men do not shoot their shot and ask women on dates anymore. You know you can reject a man without being rude, disrespectful, and harmful to somebody else's heart. You can sit there and tell someone respectfully, I'm not interested, but instead, you will do everything in your power to make that person feel as if they are insignificant. Just because somebody isn't attractive to you doesn't mean that they're not worthy of going after somebody. Although I don't believe this applies to all women, but there's women out there that speak on hating men, that men should leave them alone, that they should choose the bear over the man. So when a man chills out and he says, I don't want to deal with it anymore, y'all really be sitting over there wondering why men do not reach out to y'all. Men have to be vulnerable, men have to perform, men have to impress, and men have to chase/pursue just to see if a woman wants to give him an opportunity in the first place. And see, this is the thing. It's not that women don't want to be approached. It's that they want to be approached by the men that they want. But it doesn't work like that. And if you do want the man you want 100% of the time, then you're going to have to shoot your shot at the men that you want. But you're not going to do that because what if the man that you like doesn't like you back? You'll hear women say, oh, where's the guy who sets reservations, gets flowers, and picks me up on time? But there's plenty of men that would do that. But since you don't like them, you don't give them a chance. It's the fact that you want the man that doesn't like you or the man that you like to do that, but he doesn't. So since he doesn't do it, you say, oh man, men are not romantic. Men don't show love. Men don't do this. No, it's the fact that the men that you want are not willing to do it. But the men that are willing to do it, you won't even give them a chance. So to my ladies, if you do want a man to approach you, be approachable, be kind, whether you like the man or you don't like him and you reject him, that's cool. But you don't have to be disrespectful. Give yourself an opportunity for the right man to come into your life and treat you right instead of giving yourself to people who are going to take you for granted.
That's what happens. And men are done. Men know they figured out the date market, ladies. Men figured it out. They already know that you're giving it exactly like he explained to the guys that don't want you. So what's happening? You letting them clap the cheeks. And they're clapping the cheeks and they're doing away with you because it's easy to clap the cheeks. I was talking to somebody today and we were talking about today's day market. It's not hard. I told the brother, like I've told you guys plenty of times, I haven't, before I left the West, I didn't go on dates. I repeat, before I left the West, I didn't go on dates. All I did was collect, scrape and collect, clap them up and collect. I'm talking about the baddest girls. Don't sleep. The baddest girls be giving it up, happy with a smile on their face, saying you can have it your way.
For the next 1 to 2 years. Here's why. It will help you build discipline. There's a lot of things in the world today. Things like partying, alcohol, drugs, too many dopamine spiking activities. Get rid of those distractions to really focus on your life so that you become successful in whatever it is that you want to do. There are some individuals who can have a proper balance. They can have fun and also be productive. But there's a lot of individuals who just can't, so they really need to do this. You can still have fun, but it's just gonna have to be once in a while. At the end of the day, you have to make sacrifices great in life, and for you to start that, you have to start with monk mode.
Man,
you should go on monk mode.
That's what it starts with. And as a man, that's your best bet. Going monk mode will bring you dollar signs. Going monk mode brought me to a whole different country. At first, I was working at a corporate job, right? They wouldn't promote me. They kept writing me up so I couldn't go to the department I wanted to be in. So I did sales, right? A lot of people know. I tell people all the time, I did sales. I chose that path. That was the best way for me to go because I made the most money doing sales. And it's wild. So I went up more a long time ago and it pays off. It does. Like, and then I went monk mode again when I was here in the Philippines. I went monk mode when I started my YouTube channel, this channel here, More to Life. Right? First I was doing Black Filipino channel. I had a bump in the road with that. So then I went gun ho on this, right? To make content to tell men about things like this. Because this is what men need to stop talking and start winning. And that's what's happening with some of these guys.
Zero excuses. No women, no dating, jack off. No chasing, no none of that. Put yourself in jail for at least a year to get your mind right. You're out here at the bar having a beer, looking at the football game. Dude, you broke. You're not going to be able to, you're only in these rooms and stuff, and you're living a lie. That's why a lot of guys are depressed. So what you do is you kick life into overdrive and take the money, the additional money you make, and you need to double down on self-improvement. That means if you've been able to get by on your one job, the next job, you need to go get a psych eval.
Yeah. A lot of guys need to do the work, right? And I understand, like a lot of us don't have grown men that are holding us accountable, right? A lot of guys may have moms and mothers don't know, right? I gotta say this. Like my son, he needs me because he does have a stepfather there. But I believe his mother doesn't let him be a father. Because I know he's on top of his game and he tries to be on top of my son, but he can't. And it's crazy. Boys need men to tell them what to do. And men like this helps. Men like me help. Why? Because I did it. I took the long, hard road and now I'm here. Face to face with you on YouTube, right? Because I worked for it.
I feel like a lot of single girls have is like a lot of single girls aren't in the club. And the club typically used to be where you would meet a guy. Like, I even write songs about it, like out in the club and got somebody's hands on me and all this kind of stuff. Like, that's what our songwriters write about a lot. But I feel like, honestly, these days, are you even in the club? Like, a lot of people aren't in the club like they used to be in the club. And so, single guys, if you're not in the club, where do you be? Where are you? Because I'm struggling with like how to advise my single girlfriends on where to find a good guy. Are you online? Are you in the grocery store? Are you in the library? Are you like busy at work? Are you on public transport? Like, where is a really good place to meet?
I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, where have all the good men gone? I can't find them. Every dude I talk to either ain't got a job, ain't got a car, ain't got nothing going on. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, where are all the good men? Work! They have jobs! You know where they're not? At Goodwill at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday like me after writing my silly little songs all day. So if that means I gotta post up at the MAPCO, because we got girls out here that have been putting themselves out there in dating and they're tainted. These men out here, these ratchet men have been tainting the love of girls, and we need to see the good men. Where are the good, respectful men out there?
The epidemic, excuse me, because epidemic means it's localized to one area. Ooh, differentiate that.
And you see what she's saying? They keep running with the who will end the male loneliness epidemic. How? When you're talking like this. Where are the good men? Who will end the male loneliness epidemic? Men are welcoming that loneliness. It's not an epidemic. We're welcoming it. Learn something.
It'll probably be y'all sons, because kids got good ass sense. They do. They sure do, don't they? So I think they will take note and move accordingly, because I don't give a what you tell yourself.
Months, and for me it was a bit of, he was telling me he didn't want to commit a relationship, but then was still hanging out with me and taking me on all these amazing dates. So I decided to practice what I preach, and I messaged the guy and was like, look, I want to commit a relationship, so I think we need to leave this here for now, and if you change your mind, let me know, and if I'm still single, we'll talk.
Vet and I test hard, very hard, because I don't need a woman. Men don't need a woman. Women need men. That's biblical. Woman was created for man, not the other way around.
Not listening.
I wasn't created for you. You were created to be my helpmate. And that's not to be prideful or egoic. That is biblical. That is biological. Men are bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. We have a better ability to provide for ourselves financially. Why do I need a woman? I can cook for myself. I can meal prep myself. Right? Maybe your food will taste a little bit better. My condo will be a bit cleaner, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm still gonna live, do my ministry.
I'm not listening.
Be on my Paul arc. You understand?
Out and done. Even they are not even showing up to singles events. I came across this video and I was floored once again. But then again, it was like, what else is new? Because every time I look around, it is more evidence of men being done, men being checked out, women messing up. And the reason why I'm going to go ahead and say it is us women that are messing up is because we are the ones out here vocalizing our shallowness. Yes, I said it. Oh, I don't want to date him because he's under 6 feet. Oh, I don't want to date him because I don't like his shoes. Oh, I don't want to be with him because I don't like his wardrobe. You name it. And before you know it, men from all over say, you know what? Let me not even bother, because these women are looking for picture perfect men, and I don't meet that requirement. I don't. See, ladies, unlike us, and y'all like the video, show the video and subscribe, okay? Some real talk. Unlike us, ladies, the men know how to be realistic. They know how to be honest with themselves, and they pay attention. They listen to what we're actually saying. They're seeing what we're actually doing. And when they take that mental note, they reach the conclusion of, why bother?
I give up. Let me go overseas. Let me stay to myself. You name it. Because again, they're being realistic. They're listening to what we're saying. And if we're saying that we don't want a man that is under 6 foot tall.
And you heard what you said? They're saying, let me go overseas. You know, I'm happy that I made the choice I did 11 years ago, right? Because that's why I left. I remember telling my uncle, I said, well, let me tell you what my wife did for me, like what the difference was. My wife, I got to tell you guys this story because the story's amazing. She was a teacher in Thailand, right? She would get up early in the morning, like around 6 o'clock, make it to school early to prepare for the kids, right? So she did that. Also, she held extra credit classes after school. So she wouldn't get home some days till like 7 o'clock at night, right? So then she would get home. We would speak early in the morning. What happened is when I went to Atlanta, Georgia, because I was going there to see my son before I came to the Philippines, because I already made the plan to come see her. So what happened is she was willing to do anything for me at that moment. Let me repeat. Let me tell you guys what she did. Because she worked in a call center before when she was in the Philippines, but she graduated with her teaching degree and she mastered her English. So she went over to Thailand, was an English teacher, right? So let me tell you what happened. She would get on the phones for me. I would have to work like around 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, she would get on the phones. When I was in Georgia, she would stay on the phone for me for 2, 3 hours, sometimes till 10, 11 o'clock at night after that long day. Talk about showing me she's all about me. That's what men want. When I saw that, I said, where are you from? I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. I said, nobody's doing stuff like this in the West. She got on the phone and made calls for me. Right? When I first got with her, I was struggling. Right? I had to get my son something for his birthday. Had nothing. You know what she did? Opened up her, got money for me and bought him the gifts for me and sent it to him in the mail while she was in Thailand. Yes, that's what she did. So now you see, I came to the Philippines not too far after that, 11 years ago. I'm still here. Why would I not be here? This is what men want. I'm happy to show what happened. I'm happy I can talk about it now. And men see that. Men have saw my story for so many years and said, I want that. I came to the Philippines. I was making content talking about Filipinas 10, 11 years ago. And no offense to the Godfather, but before he even got popular, I was here. I was here. These ladies are done. What's going on is modern woman, it's came to a head. Your time has come. But you know what? They're still trying to make videos like this. Check it out.
Here, sometimes the problem is not that a man's ego is too big. Sometimes the problem is that nobody ever checks it. And if you keep feeding admiration when the behavior stops matching it, you slowly create a man who feels entitled to you. Now, let me show you what that actually looks like in real life. So sit down. I'm going to give you 6 moments that a man's ego needs to be humbled. Scenario number 1, when he starts taking you for granted. And I know that you know this one. In the beginning, he planned dates, he showed effort, and he was intentional. Slowly, it turns into, what do you want to do? I don't know. You pick. And a lot of women start overcompensating right there. Planning everything, carrying the energy of the relationship. No. That's when you step back. You don't argue. You just stop doing the work that he used to do. And when he notices the shift, you just say, I like when you used to take the lead more. Makes me respect you more. It makes me be more attracted to you. Not dramatic, just clear. Because a man who stops leading needs to feel the absence of admiration for that behavior. Scenario number 2, when he starts talking crazy. Okay? This one is simple. If a man raises his voice, if he talks down to you, gets disrespectful, a lot of women start yelling back. But yelling feeds ego battles. And you must understand another thing too. This is...
All right. So I gotta say this. Of course, man should be yelling at a lady, but this back and forth. 6 moments a man's ego needs to be humbled. Most females miss number 3. If you're dealing with a man's ego that needs to be humbled, he's most likely not the man for you. Right? I can look at her face and tell. Sometimes from her makeup, she gets some chads. Right? So you have to understand something, sweetheart. You're giving this information to ladies that are 2s that don't qualify for these guys. Even you don't. They can get everybody. This is the problem. She's giving that information, screwing up the date market even more. Because that's who's going to get it. A girl that's a 2 going to say, oh, yeah, I listened to whatever her name is on social media, and I left him because his ego was too big. She's a -5. Saying his ego was too big. This is the date market. This is why men are going overseas. When that was happening with the passport bros, I was already here 6, 7, 8 years before that. So I saw my opportunity. I said, oh, let me jump on this. I'm not a passport bro. I'm an expat. But I think more men, if you can't leave, you can get your S corp and get the bread while you're there. I teach all of that. I teach how to hire others to work for you. I just had a consultation with a guy today, showed him how you can easily make $100,000 a year. Yeah, I did say easily. I did say easily. But other than that, guys, I just want to thank y'all for watching. It's time that we go into monk mode. I did it many years ago, and that's what puts you in a position to live overseas, right? Because I got to tell you guys, it don't cost much money to be here. So all you have to do is figure out how to get rid of that job. And let me tell you something. I got to say this, right? I fund my own retirement. Yes, I repeat, I fund my own retirement. I don't have a company. I use a company, but of course I have a company. I have an S corp, but I fund my own retirement. 2,500 a month goes towards my retirement. When I travel across these waters, I get 100% credit for that. They take that off my taxes before I get charged taxes. I also teach guys how to legally pay less taxes. And I can show you how the rich legally don't pay taxes. This is real. This is the monk mode that guys need to be in. Because ladies like this, you have no idea, man. The money's on this side, man. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.